Alright, welcome back to another video. This is Mr. Solo Dolo, and we're coming at you again with another discussion, of the 9 to 5 series. And this time we're going to talk about what not to do while working the 9 to 5. This is what you should never do, guys, on the 9 to 5. And that is jerking the banana. In other words, do not masturbate on the 9 to 5. If you're a guy that's doing that right now, I don't see how you're keeping your job for very long. And I don't see how you're able to focus on your job. I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Not only are you depleting your energy when you're doing that, because you're releasing so much sperm out of your body, you just have no idea. But it seems to be an addiction for a lot of guys of masturbation. Sometimes the masturbation gets too out of hand, the addiction, it becomes too extreme when you're doing it on the job. Like you're doing it at your place of work. Me personally, I've had this addiction myself, but it never ever got to a point where I'm just beating the drum at the job. Never. Would never do that to myself, because I valued, having a paycheck and being focused and disciplined while I'm working. Like, if you cannot go a day, like if it's that rough for you to where it's like you can't even work your job and not be able to not touch yourself, bro, that's a huge issue. Like, that's a problem. Like, seriously, man. Like, that's how you know your addiction is really bad, bro. When you're jerking the banana at the job, it's like how bad can it get, bro? But that's one thing you should never do on the 9 to 5. Because let me tell you something. You do that shit on the 9 to 5 and you thinking nobody's gonna find out, right? One these days you're gonna get too comfortable, right? You're gonna get way too comfortable and thinking that no one's gonna catch you. But lo and behold, you're enjoying yourself. You're busting a nut, right? You're getting your pleasure, your 5-second pleasure, and then you hear somebody come on in the bathroom, another coworker, shit, and they may have walked in on hearing you bust that nut, right? You having a little orgasm and shit. Like, come on, man. That's a no go. That's unnecessary. That's some little boy shit right there, man. You gotta knock that off. Because let me tell you something, you will eventually lose your job. Don't get too comfortable. And I remember saying this a couple videos back. Do not get too comfortable working your 9 to 5 job. Don't get comfortable. I don't care how long you've been there. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing that on the job, I don't see how you're getting your job done. I really don't. You will not be able to focus. You will not be concentrated at the task at hand. You just won't, man. It's just gonna mess up your workflow. It's gonna cause you to be unfocused, and people are gonna see and notice, your boss, your manager, whoever, your coworkers, they're gonna notice how depleted you are, how depleted you look. I'm telling you, it's not worth it, man. Like, you have to understand how bad that looks. Like, it's one thing to jerk off in your room when no one is there. It's one thing to do it at your place of comfort, which is your room or in the bathroom. But it's a whole different thing. It's at a whole different level, right? It's at the extreme when you do it at the job. You're doing it in your place of work, your place of profession. You mean to tell me that you cannot exercise some type of discipline to not beat the drum at least for 8 hours or at least for an entire day? Like, bro, you're killing yourself when you repeatedly masturbate every single day. You have no idea how drained you are because you're so desensitized to the act. You're so desensitized to the habit of masturbating. You don't even realize how bad you are right now. You don't realize how unhealthy that is until you have actually stopped doing it. Until you have taken a week, 2 weeks away from masturbating. Only then you'll realize how unhealthy it actually was for you. You'll start to realize how tired and how unfocused and how depleted and drained you were, right? Your monkey brain doesn't understand the consequences of doing that every single day. It can't comprehend it because all it's focused on is pleasure, 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 instant gratification, instant gratification. It's at a point to where your monkey brain cannot escape instant gratification even at your job. You have to get one off while you're working. Come on, man. Do better. That's the number one thing that you should never do in the 9 to 5, bro, is jerk off. That's like, at that point, fam, your addiction has gone to the extreme, and you know it, man. You most definitely know it. So allow this video to, light a fire under your ass, and let this video kind of convict you to not do that, bro, on the job. So that being said, thank y'all for watching. Like the video. This is Mr. Solo Dolo, and I'm out. Peace.